And the thing is, the prayer, for example, if you're getting overwhelmed and you're getting stressed out and you feel like you want to give up and all this stuff, like, feel that emotion, but go to the Creator and pray to Him and say, hey, I'm feeling this right now. I'm feeling overwhelmed. And He'll give you the state where He'll calm you down in that situation. So it's not that the lesson won't come again because you still haven't learned the lesson. The lesson will keep coming because, and you'll keep having the self-awareness until you get to the point where you're fed up of allowing yourself to become overwhelmed and being reactive, right? So it's like the Creator will, it's like when you're in a toxic relationship, you can be in that toxic relationship for 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. But if you're working on yourself and you're evolving, you get to that point where you're like, I'm done. I'm not going to allow myself to be treated like this. I'm done. And some people leave before it's too, like, where they're no longer, they're unalived, right? Because they didn't choose. But there does get to a point where the Creator will send you tower and tower, moment after tower, to tell you to leave, but you choose not to listen to your intuition and you choose to stay because of your own belief system, right? And but the Creator will send you the lesson over and over again to be like, no, you're not supposed to do this anymore. Like, the you need to get out of this, right? And like, I'm just thinking about karmic relationship, toxic relationship. For one person, the toxic relationship is meant to teach you that your self-worth, right? The other person, it's a debt that in this lifetime they were meant to treat you better than what they treated you in the last lifetime, right? So um so yeah, so anyways, like, that was just a side note, but like, there, oh, what do I want to say? Basically, there's these lessons that come up that you're working through, and there's some stuff that's harder to get rid of. There's some stuff that is just harder for you to um, remain, like what I said, not get overwhelmed. Because, for example, if you have a lot of pressure and you're doing it all alone and you don't have help and you're still choosing to get up every day and not give up, then yeah, that's a lesson that you still need to learn of how to just keep persevering. And the thing is, the lesson's going to keep coming up until 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 you choose to react differently, right? So every time you choose to react differently, slowly the situation gets better and better, right? You'll have moments where you slip, but you're slipping less and less. And as you go to the Creator and you pray for it, seek His guidance, He's going to be there to help you, be like, and give you answers on how to react differently, how to stay calm, get your breathing in check, and how to not wake up in that feeling where you're like, what am I doing? I want to give up. This is, what am I doing? Am I even on the right path, right? And you may feel like that for moments, but He'll get you back. He'll send you a video that inspires you. He'll send you something that you were thinking of to confirm what you were feeling. Whatever. He'll give you the guidance to get you to a place where you can. Um, sorry, hold on. He wants a treat. I have to give it to him. Hold on. He had his food, so he was just waiting for his treat after his food. But I was like, hold on, let me just finish the video. But that's what he was complaining about in the background. But yeah, so as I was saying, so the Creator will send you like lessons that you still need to work on to get you to a place where you're fully over that lesson, right? And it's, the thing is, it's like we can't beat ourselves up over it because we're still not learning that lesson, even if it's been a few months or longer than that, that we're still struggling with that lesson. Because negative, the programming that we've had since we we're 3 years old. Okay, I'm glad that you like it, baby. Hold on, I'm doing my video. So the things that the triggers that you've had since you were young are things that it's going to take a while to break free from. But now you have the self-awareness of it. Now you want to be better. Now you know that this is not who you want to show up in this world. So you're going to get better of it because of all the self-awareness. You just need to keep doing the things that bring you calmness, grounding, eating the right foods, removing all the things, having self-control, all the things that don't serve you. Because every time we give in just even a little bit to something that's not serving us, it takes a step backwards, and then we keep having that same lesson until we truly make it consistent that we're not doing that thing anymore, right? So again, karmic debts that we have to pay off from this lifetime, previous lifetimes, whatever, right? The Creator has emotions, He feels, and He is there for guidance. You go to Him and He's going to show you guidance through videos, through people, through messages, signs all around you, through angel numbers of what's going to get you on your highest timeline, because you're seeking him, you're asking him, you're like, I need your help, right? So he's going to help you along the way to get you there. He sees that you want to be better, and that's all he wants, is that you're trying to be better, that you're trying to do better in this world, and you're trying to be on your highest frequency to be of service to this world as well. You're not just focused on yourself, you're focused on how to give back to this world, and how to be a good person, like do good deeds. So he sees that, so emotions. And then what was the third thing? Yeah, you write your blueprint before you come into this world, but like how the soul works and how this body, hold on, but how our soul works and who created our soul, like that stuff we, hold on for a second, like how our soul works and who created our body and who runs this firmament and stuff, like we can still search that information, but like at the end of the day, the bigger picture is what matters. We're still connected to source. We can still, no matter if we're in a firmament, no matter whatever, our soul was created by source. So that ultimate energy source, we still have access to him and can telepathically communicate with him because our DNA runs through him. So we're not telepathically communicating with our parents, although we could if we were tapped into our powers, but we're telepathically communicating with source. So, and our DNA runs through us, so he wants the best for us. So we can talk to him and tell him our concerns and our wishes. So yeah, so no matter what the construct is, and like the thing is, even the prison planet, that could be all something that's just on this planet that source created for us to ascend higher and higher, right? Like this is a hard lesson that we need to learn in order for us to ascend higher and higher. And it's all like, that's why there's NPCs, things to trick us, like there's all these things in place as lessons to get us higher and higher so that we can go to another dimension that is peaceful and calm and whatever. So it's like always like, that's why I try to look at like what really matters. Like even all these videos that are happening, like all these floods and everything, like they're happening. Like the only thing I can do to protect myself is try to stock up on food, try to stock up on water. Hold on. Try to stock up on foods, try to stock up on waters, try to like do things to protect myself. But like if a mass flood enters and I can't get out, then that's the reality, right? Like that's the reality of the way this contract was set up, and there's quote unquote nothing I can really do about it, right? But focusing on the things I can focus on instead of allowing that to get me to fear when there's nothing I can really do to control it. Maybe move somewhere else is the only thing I can do to control it. But if it's happening all over the world, where to move to, right? Like how do we know we're safe? But what I can do is choose to just focus on raising my frequency and just understanding things on a deeper level, like how creator works, what is the creator, hold on, finding out who is the creator, what is the creator, what is his purpose, what is his role in our life, just by using like common sense almost, right? Like just applying like how does this work already in our system? How do our parents work? If our parents work like this and our creator created our soul and that's how our parents work, then wouldn't the creator work the same way? Like just putting puzzle pieces based on what your intuition and what common sense tells you. Because even remote viewing, there was something that I felt that wasn't right about it. And I don't know if I believe in remote viewing, because I think that yes, our body leaves us when we're sleeping, but we have no idea where our body goes. I don't think that we can have access to that body where our soul goes. And the thing is, people that do remote view, I think it's just them tapping into like just their visions, right? Using their imagination and feeling like what this place would look like. When people create this amazing stories and stuff like that, their imagination is crazy. Like the Harry Potter books, stuff like that. Like they're tapping into an imagination that's like that exists probably in another dimension, but it's like imagination. So when people say they've gone to these places, it's like the Arcanic was talking about, and that's what made me put things in perspective, because I already didn't feel like comfortable with remote being, that I believe in it or not, but that's because I can't see images really. So that's my personal subjective truth, that how do people remote view if I can't even see pictures in my head, right? But the remote viewing is that, why aren't they finding people? Why aren't they going, like, if people can remote view, then tell them, put a piece of paper with the number 19 in a chest and tell them to go remote view into that chest and tell me what number, or tell me what items are in that chest. Like, we have to test remote viewers to see, are you really remote viewing? Because if you're remote viewing and you have control over where your soul goes, then you can go anywhere then. Like, then you can see this, right? You can find people that are buried at the bottom of the lake. And the things with tarot readers, the reason why I believe it and the reason why I practice it and do it is because, for example, when I watch tarot readings, things have come true of what the tarot reader said. When they're saying something it applies to the situation of what I've experienced, because it's certain specific details that they say, it applies to what I'm experiencing. And vice versa, when I do the tarot reading, the cards line up, they go with the other card, they make sense with each other. So that's why tarot reading is just another medium to tap into source. So just like me getting this channel message and expressing it to you, the cards are just a medium for me to understand the message that source is trying to teach me, right? The source is trying to tell me in a situation. Just like guidance, I go to him for guidance to ask questions and I get insight, but also we use the cards as in like, hey, I need insight on this. Can you give me some answers? And he's like, okay, I'll help you. You're asking me? Here, I'll talk to you through these cards, just like he talks to you through signs that he shows, just like how he talks to you through angel numbers. It's all just a form of guidance, but the remote viewing and stuff like that, like stuff that Prison Planet, stuff that we are just going based on what history has told us, stuff that we can't really know is the truth or not, because even this gold mining theory, okay, if the Anunnaki really created the system for us to mine gold, they wouldn't need this many souls. They wouldn't need to make it this elaborate. They wouldn't need all these workers just so to feed the gold miners. Like, it just doesn't make sense when you really think about it. If their reason is to mine gold, then it doesn't make sense that they would create this whole elaborate system and trap our souls in it, because it's about obey and control and worshiping them. So that, if that's the case, then that's more than us just mining gold, right? So that means that the construct itself has to be a system that's in place for us to ascend higher and higher. Even if it's it's a firmament, a video game that we're in, this avatar, for us to reach a higher and higher consciousness, to raise our vibration. That's why universal laws, everything applies, even if we're in a quote-unquote prison planet, because it's all about raising our frequency. So yeah, I've recorded a lot of videos, so they're probably going to be done in parts. I was going to do a reading, but this is what felt like it needed to come out. This is what I feel like good and fulfilled and at ease. I was feeling overwhelmed before, but now I feel at ease. So that's why whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, tap into your creativity. Do something that your soul needs to release, because then you start to feel a little bit better. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to feel overwhelmed after. Maybe I might feel overwhelmed after, but I feel like there was a release, and usually when I release, I start to feel better and calmer, and my belief gets stronger. Like, my faith is like, okay, yeah, like, this is real. Like, this makes sense to me. That's why I need to get these messages out, because my spirituality, my intuition, like, I'm a direct channel for source, and this is how he communicates, and this is how he wants to communicate with the world, that there's information that I have that other people are not talking about, other people don't see in that perspective, and I'm meant to put that perspective out into the world so that people see a different light and choose to either formulate their own opinions or adopt that philosophy, or say, add something to it. Be like, no, actually, this doesn't make sense. This is what information I gathered, and this is how I see it. And then I can say, like, oh wow, like, maybe, yeah, that is something, another part of it, or maybe, yeah, I should look at it that way. Like, that's where you all need to share our truths and not be worried about sharing, because it helps everyone. It helps people that you don't even realize. The amount of information I've learned from people that they don't even know that I've learned from them, like, it's crazy. So yeah, I hope this information helped and you understand things from my subjective experience.